and anxiety. I am just such a huge fan of yours. Or Riley's new emotions. Wow!
Therese Laxon from Collider. Okay.
From where?
Collider.
It's one of the foremost entertainment journalist websites.
Okay, well, we're gonna need to clip that for work. So I saw the film last night, and what a fantastic film. It just, like, I felt every emotion. I was crying in there, I was laughing, it was everything to me.
Oh, wow.
You know, this film obviously covers one of the most tumultuous times in every person's life, which is puberty. Was there a specific moment in this film or watching this film where you're like, this reminds me of my childhood, or this reminds me, gives me a memory to back to like when I was a teenager?
The thing that immediately reminded me was I had a friend who was my friend in like the 7th grade, and by the 8th grade I had to cut off. I just ended up going into it with a different group of people, and he did not fit in, and that was the end of that friendship. When watching that really was kind of a reminder of it, you know, of that time.
Something just came to me. I was thinking of a buddy of mine. His name's Mike Araby. He's like a psychotic Disney fan. Like, he owns every Disney thing. When he was a year ahead of me in high school, and when I was coming into high school, I was gunning to be like the best actor in the high school, and that was like a thing for me. And I had heard that this guy Micah was like, oh, this guy's really good, and blah blah blah. And so I kind of came in not mean-spirited, but kind of adversarial and combative, like I'm gonna show you type of thing. So like watching Riley, you know, putting in all that effort into not only fitting in with the girls, but being a good hockey player, it reminded me of the sort of dogged, crazy nature in which I attacked extracurriculars in high school.
Well, obviously it came to a success, so I'm happy for you. And
Thanks.
so watching this film, every time I see, you know, the emotions at the console kind of controlling different parts of Riley's mind, I think about like how my own mind might, you know, interpret that. Did you have a different way of approaching your emotions, or did you realize something about your own emotions after doing this film? Like, can you visualize that in your own head now?
As a kid, I couldn't, I had no sense of emotions. I mean, the remarkable piece, what's remarkable about this, in the first one, is the fact that they're really mental health films. I mean, that's what they are, and that is, but it's mental health films that are disguised as the highest form of animation that you could possibly imagine. And that to me is what's extraordinary, because this didn't exist when I was a kid, you know, and there was a lot that was great when I was a kid that is gone now in terms of like being able, you know, my mother was goodbye, you know, and I don't want to see you till it gets dark. Great. But there was any discussion of like, you know, it wasn't what did you feel today, it was what did you do. You never talked about your feelings, ever. So to me, it was, when I sat down and watched the first one, I was like, seriously? I didn't get any of the exposure to this? Nobody could tell me?
Yeah.
And then when I started to notice that kids were saying what color they were, and as opposed to, you know, they didn't have the word yet but they knew what the emotion was, which is stunning.
That's such a good answer. I don't know if I can add anything to that. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely, the film offers a language especially for younger viewers, probably to express themselves, especially in this film where you're getting a lot more emotions. I mean, I'm sure a lot of kids will wonder what ennui means and probably, you know, do a little bit of Googling on that.
You know, wee-wee, but it's wee-wee.
And anxiety too, like the idea of these are like pandemic kids now.
Yeah.
They're in the post-pandemic world, and they don't realize they have anxiety. So maybe the movie will actually be a touchstone for them in understanding how they're feeling right now.